Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
From GBN, this is Network News for Friday, January 12, 2024. In the headlines, missionaries of charity Mother Teresa of Calcutta Home for the Elderly faces imminent closure. Funeral director calls for attention to rest in place as some cemeteries are out of space. Legal Affairs Minister announces the construction of mini Hall of Justice for Karakou and Petit Martinique. Also in the news, regionally, lawyer for Suriname's ex-president to speak with him after prison no-show. Internationally, Houthis vow retaliation after US and UK strike 16 sites in Yemen. Plus in the sports news, Ministry of Sports plans to restructure its programs. Hello everyone, I'm Kenroy. Baptiste will bring you the details in just a moment.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Thanks for joining us. Grenada's Amoni Francis is to appear in position 1 in Miss OCS pageant this evening. Here's the report.
Grenada's reigning Carnival Queen, Amoni Francis, will take the spotlight this evening as she appears in first position at the Miss OCS pageant in the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Contestant number 1, Miss Amoni Francis. Forward, please. Contestant number 2, Miss Diana Sebastian. Contestant number 3, Miss Adicia Burton. Contestant number 4, Miss Claire Marisa Smart. And contestant number 5, Miss Anika Christopher. Miss BPI.
This pageant is Miss Francis's first competition since winning the National Carnival Queen title. A week of activities took place leading up to the Miss OECS pageant. On Thursday, as part of an OECS program for educational advancement and relevant learning, Pearl Initiative, Francis and the other contestants addressed some students at the Early Childhood Education Center, Caleb John Laurent Primary School, on the importance of education.
But it is through school and it is through education that you meet a lot of lifelong friends that will be with you, that will help you as you go through life. Yes, it's true that you may not be friends with everyone, but right now you are forging bonds that you will take with you as you go through life, right? Second of all, this is where you get to expand your knowledge outside of your personal experiences, outside of what you are going to learn from your mommy and your daddy and your uncle and aunt and grandma and grandpa. This is where you are going to learn about all that's happening outside of Dominica, outside of the Caribbean, and what's happening with the rest of the world, right?
The OECS Regional Queen Pageant showcases the talent, grace, and cultural heritage of young women from the diverse Caribbean islands, while at the same time fostering regional unity. It provides a platform for participants to advocate for critical social issues and make a positive impact on their communities. Miss Francis will compete against contestants from St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, and the British Virgin Islands. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Thanks for joining us. Grenada's Amone Francis is to appear in position 1 in Miss OECS pageant this evening. Here's the report.
Grenada's reigning Carnival Queen, Amone Francis, will take the spotlight this evening as she appears in first position at the Miss OECS pageant in the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Contestant number 1, Miss Amone Francis, step forward please. Contestant number 2, Miss Diana Sebastian. Contestant number 3, Miss Adicia Burton. Contestant number 4, Miss Claire Marisa Smart, and contestant number 5, Miss Anika Christopher. Please meet the eye.
This pageant is Miss Francis's first competition since winning the National Carnival Queen title. A week of activities took place leading up to the Miss OECS pageant. On Thursday, as part of an OECS program for educational advancement and relevant learning, Pearl Initiative, Francis and the other contestants addressed some students at the Early Childhood Education Center, Caleb John Laurent Primary School, on the importance of education.
But it is through school and it is through education that you meet a lot of lifelong friends that will be with you, that will help you as you go through life. Yes, it's true that you may not be friends with everyone, but right now you are forging bonds that you will take with you as you go through life, right? Second of all, this is where you get to expand your knowledge outside of your personal experiences, outside of what you are going to learn from your mommy and your daddy and your uncle and aunt and grandma and grandpa. This is where you are going to learn about all that's happening outside of Dominica, outside of the Caribbean, and what's happening with the rest of the world, right?
The OECS Regional Queen Pageant showcases the talent, grace, and cultural heritage of young women from the diverse Caribbean islands, while at the same time fostering regional unity. It provides a platform for participants to advocate for critical social issues and make a positive impact on their communities. Miss Francis will compete against contestants from St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, and the British Virgin Islands. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
The home for the elderly in St. David faces imminent closure after providing years of service to the Grenadian people. We hear more in this Nisha Paul report.
Bishop Clyde Harvey has confirmed the closure of the Missionaries of Charity, Mother Teresa of Calcutta, Home for the Elderly, located at Pomrose in St. David. This facility, one of 3 operated by the Missionaries of Charity, has been an integral part of the Catholic Centralized Religious Institute established in 1950 by Saint Teresa of Calcutta, also known as Mother Teresa in the Catholic Church. The Missionaries of Charity, a non-profit organization, is renowned for its dedication to serving the poorest of the poor, regardless of social class, creed, or color. According to Bishop Harvey, the Pomrose facility, which was originally conceptualized as a hospice for HIV/AIDS patients, adapted its mission to cater to senior citizens when the demand for the initial purpose diminished. Bishop Harvey explained that the decision to close the facility stems from challenges faced by the Sisters of Mother Teresa, including fewer persons choosing this vocation.
They faced similar challenges in other parts of the world, notably India, so that now they don't have the human power to man these many homes that they've been running throughout the world. And the new superior was very clear that they needed to return to the original vision of Mother Teresa to serve the poorest of the poor. What they found here in Grenada was that when they compared Grenada with other parts of the world, Grenada really did not have those extreme cases of the poorest of the poor. So the new superior decided that they were going to have to close down operations in some parts, and they have already closed their Carriacou operation, and now they are closing the Pomrose home, mainly because they don't have the personnel or the resources to continue to run such homes.
However, the bishop said the question of poverty is a relative issue, stating that although the poverty levels may not be as high as in war-torn countries, Grenada still has its own degree of poverty.
What we have to look at, and what I have to encourage my own Catholic community to look at, is who are the real poor in Grenada? Who are the really poor in Grenada? And the church must always have an obligation to help. We have some problems doing it now because our usual means of helping is evaporating, like the missionaries of charity. But we have as a church to recognize that the role of the church is not simply to gather a set of people and keep them happy and singing praises to the Lord.
Bishop Harvey said the Sisters of Mother Teresa are currently in the process of relocating the 12 individuals who were being cared for at the Pomrose facility.
Everybody who was being cared for there is being transferred to another institution. The sisters are arranging that. They're either being transferred to another institution or, and this surprised me, they have found a family who is willing to take responsibility for them again.
He said the sisters are expected to move out of the facility by the end of January.
Two of them have already left to go to Peru, where there's a greater need. The way we say they've been transferred to another operation, the missionaries of charity.
Despite the closure of the Pomrose facility, Bishop Harvey has given assurance that the missionaries of charity will persist in their mission from its St. John Street, St. George's-based convent, providing service to the marginalized and underserved.
Is a convent from which the sisters go to visit the aged in their homes, and then also they do a lunch every day, one meal a day for the street people. And that will continue for a while yet.
For GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
Now the news. In a move towards enhancing judicial accessibility for all Grenadians, Attorney General Claudia Joseph announced the construction of a mini Hall of Justice on the sister isle of Carriacou. The announcement came during her remarks at the opening ceremony of Law Year 2024. The rest of the details in this report.
Attorney General Claudia Joseph, in highlighting government's commitment to ensuring that justice is accessible to all Grenadians, announced the move to construct a mini Hall of Justice on the sister isle of Carriacou. The addition of a legal facility on the sister isle aims to decentralize judicial services, providing residents with increased access to legal resources and proceedings. The new mini Hall of Justice is expected to replicate essential legal services available on the mainland, facilitating court proceedings and other legal functions. The Attorney General, who is also the Minister for Legal Affairs, shed some insight on the project.
During the year, Cabinet appointed a Hall of Justice Steering Committee, chaired by yours truly, the Attorney General, and the committee, after a study of the overall needs of Grenada, will expand the scope of the project in two respects. First, to include the building of a new mini Hall of Justice on the island of Carriacou. This will be a fit-for-purpose design to include a mediation center, a vulnerable witness room, offices for the Ministry of Legal Affairs, modern spaces for the court and the court staff, all on Carriacou.
This development is anticipated to streamline legal proceedings and reduce travel burdens for Carriacou and Pitimatnik residents. The construction project aligns with the government's broader efforts to strengthen the legal infrastructure and promote justice of all citizens. Minister Joseph said suitable lands have already been identified and a preliminary drawing of the building is already completed.
The second respect in which we are going to amend the project scope is to include space office spaces for the Division of Legal Affairs, the Office of the Attorney General, and Director of Public Prosecutions. These adjustments to the plans for the Hall of Justice projects have been made because government recognizes that it is time for the legal function of government and all its affiliates to have proper fit-for-purpose homes.
The Attorney General said they are presently at the stage of procuring a consultant for the project.
The steering committee has made significant strides in securing the services of a project consultant. We are in the final stages of engaging that person, and soon a project manager to lead the finishing up of the design for the main structure, and then the construction, from construction to commissioning of a state-of-the-art, climate-smart Grenada Halls of Justice. Bringing all the services provided by the judicial sector on one compound, we believe will help with the ease of access to justice for all stakeholders. So, my lady, my lads, as our Chief Justice prepares to retire from the bench, I will.
With this project in the pipeline, the government anticipates the new Hall of Justice will contribute to the overall improvement of legal services throughout the nation. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
Could we ever run out of cemetery space, or is there a solution to prevent this? As the population increases and available viable land is used up, running out of cemetery space has become a real possibility. Some religious beliefs support cremation, while others do not.
Our cemeteries are running out of space. GBN's news team took a trip to a few of the major burial grounds around the capital to get a first-hand look at this present situation and possible options for consideration. According to Funeral Director Clinton Bailey of Bailey's Funeral Home, this situation needs to be addressed urgently.
Years now we've been trying to rotate or reuse cemetery by cemetery by cemetery. We moved from Center Cemetery for a while, and we gone down to Wilberforce. So we are now utilizing Wilberforce. Everywhere we can get to stick a body in between a grave, we're trying to get it. But some places you gotta get room because you have a casket or something like that. But it's a problem which I think we need to look at immediately. If our cemetery keeper is digging a grave, he will look for a spot and squeeze. But it's a problem. It's a problem that we need to look at now, immediately.
The funeral director said families are sometimes referred to cemeteries on the outskirts of the capital, as finding a suitable final resting place for their loved ones is sometimes a challenge.
But St. George's Cemetery is ram-cram. Gramba is still good. Sotes is still pretty good. Where we have room now is Montjalou and Monterey. But after that, St. George's Cemetery, the major cemetery in Grenada, it is full to the brim. The priest in Granans now is saying the only how you can get a spot is if you have an old grave and you want to redig it. That's the only how you can get a spot now in Granans, because Granans is full.
Building tombs or cremation are viable options, often considered as ways of adapting to the challenge of limited space. However, the funeral director sees cremation as a far-fetched option for now.
I see cremation coming on, yes. But we got to skip a generation. We got to hold that generation and pull them up for that cremation to take root. And we are a strong Catholic tradition country. All right, so I don't see that happening in the near future. I would say I'll give it another 5 years.
For families considering burying their loved ones close to their family homes, this would require seeking permission from the Ministry of Health.
Next to your house is a taboo subject in that. You can bury, I'll have to make a request to the Ministry of Health. When families come to us, we write a letter with them, giving them to take to the Ministry of Health. The Ministry of Health now has to go to the house, the area where you want to bury, and speak to the neighbors and see water runoff. There's a lot of implications that has to take place, right? If it's not viable, they will say no. If the neighbor that open her window and see a grave in front of her window say no, she can't handle it, they will not give you. If you have a piece of land that's cut out and it's say family cemetery, you probably could get away with it. If you have a place now that have 5-6 bodies buried already, you probably could get away with it. But it's something that the ministry is trying to discourage.
GBN reached out to the Ministry of Health for feedback on what families can do in accordance with the ministry's stipulations. However, our calls went unanswered. Christina John, GBN News.
Still to come, government aims to increase Grenada's agro-processing capabilities. Network News, back in a moment.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pockets every month. Plus now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
National Lotteries Authority is a proud sponsor of many cultural activities within the Tri-Island state of Grenada.
My name is Anderson Matheson, also known as Baptiste, and I'm a calypsonian and string band music player from Carrico. I support the games of the National Lottery Authority because culture benefits tremendously. Annually, the NLA supports the Carrico and Pitamatic Carnival, the Carrico String Band Music Festival, and all regattas, among other activities. When I play the game of the NLA, I can see where my money goes, and it's an investment into our culture.
Yes, Grenada, when you play the games of the NLA, you enable us to invest in the skills and talents of our people in the areas of sports, culture, and nation building.
Get ready, football fans. This is your invitation to the most thrilling football event to kick off the new year. Welcome to the Sandals GFA National Under-15 Tournament. The semi-finals are ready to ignite Montrouge playing field in Grand Anse, St. George, and you're invited to witness the excitement. Mark your calendars for Saturday, January 13th. The first electrifying match kicks off at 1 p.m. sharp, featuring the dynamic St. John Sport taking on Eagles Super Strikers. Feel the passion, witness the skill, and cheer for your favorites. But wait, there's more. At 3 p.m., the action continues with St. Andrews Football League clashing with the formidable GBSS FC. It's a battle of strategy, strength, and sheer willpower. You don't want to miss a single moment of this epic showdown. And then the grand finale. Join us again on Saturday, January 20th for the championship match. The stakes are higher and the excitement is at its peak. Best part, admission is absolutely free. Bring your friends, family, and every football football enthusiast you know. It's a celebration of talent, teamwork, and the spirit of youth football. So are you ready to be part of the action? We'll see you at Montrouge Playing Field on Saturday 13th and Saturday 20th January for the Sandals GFA National Under-15 Tournament. Let the games begin.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
As we celebrate 50 years of independence, Made in Grenada presents the celebration of 50 years of Calypso. One stage, one show. Grenada's best Calypsonians performing Grenada's greatest hits. Sunday, February 11th, 2024 at 6 p.m. sharp, Grenada National Stadium. More information coming soon.
When the DJ play guitar hungry, she raise her hand and she tell me, making no play sweeter than home.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
We're back at Television Center. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell has indicated that OEC's heads of government have been talking extensively on possible solutions to address the pressing issue of regional travel. You see, the issue has been at the forefront for many in the Caribbean, given the collapse of Caribbean airline Liat based in Antigua. This has left a serious dent in air connectivity between the countries and spiked ticket prices for flights. The Prime Minister in a recent GBN interview said regional leaders are seeking a solution to facilitate safer and more efficient movement across the region.
No, we've been having extensive discussions at the OECS level on this issue. The heads themselves, whether or not they're responsible for transport in the department, in the islands, have been leading this initiative, and to some extent, even I have been spending a lot of time. But we can't give ourselves advice. Right? As a lawyer, they usually say if you have yourself as a client, you're a fool. And this is one area where it is quite clear that not just yet, but all around the world, airlines fail all the time. And so we have to get some expert advice.
The Prime Minister expressed optimism that expert advice would guide their decision-making as a resolution is anticipated in the near future, reflecting their commitment to navigating challenges collectively.
sector. And so we've been speaking to a lot of the experts on what is the best course of action that is required. We've received proposals from business persons and aviation business people from within the region. I know it's going to be hard, but I certainly expect that in 2024, the OECS at least should be in a position to say to the public, this is the sums we are investing, whether it's an existing airline or whether it's a complete startup, and this is where we intend to invest the money, and these are the people that we would work with to bring some connectivity, certainly between Grenada in the south and hopefully Antigua BVI in the north.
Now, as Grenada considers ways to boost the agriculture sector, a St. Mark resident is reminiscing on the period of the revolution and the factories that were established for Grenada to produce secondary products from raw materials. During the period of the Grenada Revolution, there was significant growth in the agriculture sector. Land reform initiatives by then Prime Minister Maurice Bishop offered low-interest loans to farmers and cooperatives, as well as programs to create markets for produce.
We are living, right, in the revolution time. We had real thing. We had a factory right in Grenada. We had smoked fish, right? We had smoked fish. We used to make juice. We had a factory that used to manufacture tamper and nectar. The revolution moved speedily, man. As I was there, I was vexed sometimes. You don't see how we come, just so. We are living. We are famine, real famine with the Cubans. Tomatoes, cabbage, just name it.
Among the factories was a juice processing plant in Lassages, St. David. As government endeavors to boost the agriculture sector, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell explained plans to use agro-processing as a means of expanding potential, including getting the juice processing plant up and running again.
Two areas. One, we will certainly be incentivizing the private sector to get a lot more into agro-processing. I hope I'm permitted to say that, but a Grenadian has taken steps to acquire the juice processing plant in Lassages. So we certainly will be quite keen to work with him to get this up and going again, because everyone complains about the wastage of our fruit on island. There are a number of Grenadians who are engaged in significant agro-processing, from the making of teas to honey-related products and so on. So and a lot of them are small, micro-sized businesses, which is where a lot of our CES funding deliberately targeted. We've also been working on recognizing it's not just the funding, but it's things like the marketing, the labeling, helping them find markets outside of Grenada. All of that sort of support between GIDC, GDB, and a number of other government departments.
As the dawn of the new law year unfolds, the National Insurance Scheme is extending a call to all self-employed individuals, urging them to embrace financial responsibility by paying their contributions. The initiative aims to enhance social security coverage and ensure a more robust safety net for self-employed professionals. Lisa Douglas of the National Insurance Scheme explains.
One of the things we're encouraging persons who are self-employed to do is to first get registered. And it is mandatory actually by law. Once you're self-employed, it is mandatory for you to register and of course to contribute. But no, you contribute when you earn your money. So we do not know when you would earn. You sometimes do not know when you will earn, because you might go out today, you're a fisherman and you didn't catch anything. Mm-hmm. You might go out another day and you have a huge catch. So we want when you earn, you pay, and pay based on your earnings.
While many employees have their contributions seamlessly deducted from their salaries, self-employed individuals manage their own contributions.
No, what we have is a minimum and a maximum amount. So we have a range. So you pick your target and you pay towards your target. Now, one of the things that we saw last year, some people decide, okay, I'm going to just pick the minimum. They need to also remember, if you pick the minimum, your benefits would be at the minimum. You do not want that. You want your benefits to reflect what you actually earn. So it makes more sense. It's more relevant when you're actually not earning and you're now claiming for a benefit. So we want persons to pay based on their earnings when they earn any day, any date, any time, any month between January 1st and December 31st. And once you contribute in the current year, you qualify for benefits the next year.
The NIS is emphasizing the importance of self-employed individuals to proactively contribute to the scheme, citing the myriad of benefits such payments provide.
Once you contribute, you're covered, and for all the benefits. So it's not just for your pensions, age, invalidity, survivors, but you're covered for sickness. You're covered for employment injury, including a full refund of all your medical expenses that you would incur. You are covered for unemployment benefit. So let's suppose I'm a fisherman and I went out at sea, I had an accident with my fishing vessel, and now I'm having it fixed. I'm covered for unemployment for that period of up to 3 months that I'm done trying to get my vessel back up in shape.
The NIS assures members of the public that their contributions are not just payments, but investments in their own well-being and the well-being of the wider community. It says it remains committed to providing support to all contributors, fostering a culture of financial prudence and social responsibility. Canadian Senator Dr. Stan Kutcher has committed efforts to improving mental health across Grenada. Christina John tells us more. Canadian Senator Dr. Stan Kutcher has committed efforts to improving mental health care across Grenada. Christina John has that story.
Prime Minister the Honorable Dickon Mitchell met recently with Canadian Senator Dr. Stan Kutcher, a leader in mental health research, advocacy, training and policy, who has pledged his support to the Prime Minister and the newly appointed Minister for Mental Health, Honorable Delma Thomas. His aim is to foster a community of greater understanding and improving mental health care across Grenada. Dr. Kutcher has worked with the Pan American Health Organization in over 20 countries and is a renowned expert in adolescent mental health. Though his experiences throughout other countries are different, the theme of mental health across nations remains common. In prioritizing physical health, concerted efforts must be made to acknowledge and address mental health because it is an integral part of overall well-being. Education about mental health is equally important. Recognizing the signs and understanding the diversity of mental health conditions and knowing where to find help are steps towards a more informed and supportive community. Dr. Kutcher noted that we must ensure that people with mental illness are not left behind. In addition, he said the stigma that surrounds mental health must be challenged with a view of creating an atmosphere where open discussions are encouraged. Christina John, GBN News.
Traffic at a standstill because two motorists refuse to give way. It's time for GBN Eyesore. Stay with us.
A good eye catches all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
An upset and concerned citizen submitted tonight GBN ISA. Our ISA reporter described this video as a standoff between these two vehicle owners on the Humbug Bridge in River Road on Thursday, January 11th at around 4 p.m. Neither driver would give way, resulting in other drivers who were waiting to use the bridge turning around and using an alternative route out of the area. Our citizen journalist expressed dismay at the ignorance of both motorists. You can air your concerns via our ISA line at WhatsApp 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Still to come in Network News, bilateral relations between Cuba and Grenada continue to grow.
On February 3rd and 4th, the Grenada Motor Club presents Grenada's 50th Independence Invitational Drags at Pearls International Speedway, St. Andrews. Come out to see our local boys compete against the fastest drag racing cars the Caribbean has to offer. There will be special entertainment from one of the Caribbean's top drifters and live performances from one of our local artists. February 2nd is the welcome party at Lavo Lanes. February 3rd, Test and Tune at Pearls International Speedway. And February 4th, drag race finals. Contact us at Grenada Motor Club 473@gmail.com. Grenada's 50th Independence Invitational Drags, February 3rd and 4th at Pearls International Speedway. This will be an epic one.
Celebrate Christmas and New Year with the NLA's exciting You Must Win promotion. Spend $15 or more in a single ticket purchase on Daily Pick 3, Daily Cash 4, or Playway, and just like that, you have chances to win prizes valued at over $100,000. Winning is easy. Simply check your tickets for the words you won. Free cash, free phones, free tablets, or free Instacash tickets. But wait, that's not all. You can also win free raffle entries for chances to win not one but 2 cars in NLA's You Must Win promotion. Promotion runs December 1st, 2023 to January 31st, 2024. Terms and conditions apply. You must be 18 and over to participate. The NLA, making your Christmas and New Year dreams come true.
Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. We're going higher. 50 years we're blessed, we're forged in fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 up. Going up, going up, going up, 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 up. We're going higher.
So it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Labucan Creative Center presents Redemption Time, a suspenseful and exciting drama set during the Grenada Revolution period, starring Sylvan McIntyre, Kathy and James, Aquino Romaine, Giselle Carrington, Samuel Gilvey, and Piyanki Toussaint. Tickets from Go to Fit, Grenadian Optical, Labucan, and St. Andrews Pharmacy, $75. Friday 26th and Saturday 27th January, 8 p.m. Sunday January 28th, 6 p.m. at Labucan. Deluxe Cinema Grenville, Saturday February 3rd, 8 p.m. It's Redemption Time by Uriah Speeters. Don't miss it.
A whole new
level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Network News, welcome back. A new Cuban ambassador has begun service to Grenada, marking another chapter in bilateral relations between the two countries, which date back to 1979. After more than 4 decades, the relationship is regarded as a symbol of brotherhood and cooperation between the two nations.
On Friday, Grenada welcomed Her Excellency Miss Yvette Martinez Leyva, Ambassador-designate of the Republic of Cuba to Grenada. In a beautiful exchange of cultural gifts, Her Excellency Miss Yvette Martinez Leyva congratulated Grenada on its 50th anniversary of independence. She's keenly anticipating the celebration of the 45th year of diplomatic relations with Cuba on April 14th. Cuba continues to provide technical assistance to Grenada in the areas of health, agriculture, as well as contributing to education through scholarships and other training programs for Grenadian students. Her Excellency was pleased to report that arrangements for patients seeking medical treatment are very favorable and looks forward to further assisting Grenadians who are so desirous. Her Excellency also pledged Cuba's support for scholarships to Grenadian students, which are offered annually through the Ministry of Education. Christina John, GBN News.
It's time for Spotlighting the Sister Isle, a segment dedicated to news in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. My colleague Rena Pett Thomas has this report.
In a dazzling display of national pride and unity, the main seaport on the sister isle of Carriacou has undergone a stunning transformation, adorned with Grenada's national colors. This makeover is a tribute to the nation's 58th anniversary of independence celebration, turning the port into a visual masterpiece that symbolizes patriotism. The objective of the transformation is to ensure that local and visitors alike can feel a sense of pride and love for the country when they disembark from the various ferries, and to encourage everyone to participate fully in the activities planned by the local organizing committee. Spearheading the committee is Amanda Jack, who stated that activities on the Sister Isles will kick off with a church service at the Sacred Heart Roman Catholic Church in Petit Martinique this Sunday at 9 a.m., followed by a Best Village competition, a primary school quiz, the Minister's Gala and Award ceremony, and a military parade in Petit Martinique on January 31st and in Carriacou on February 1st. While the Twin Isles prepare for the upcoming activities, Minister for Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs Tevin Andrew is making his rounds at several road development projects and other infrastructure projects on the island. One of the projects is that of the Bel Air Hospital Road, where over 2,000 feet of concrete pavement, drains, and sidewalk are being done. He said, and I quote, "I am happy to see this road development of this project thus far, as the widening of the road will make it not only easier for emergency use, but also for all those who utilize the Lone Hospital on the island." In the first quarter of 2024, work is expected to commence on the ministerial complex in Carriacou and the construction of a new facility for hosting cultural events on the island, which will require the demolition of the present Hillsborough Community Center. Minister Andrew stated that development will not only be focused on road improvement, but citizens can expect the completion and installation of the first underwater park in Carriacou and a number of significant tourism projects. And finally, coming from the Sister Isles, 2024 will see the construction of a new tennis court adjacent to the Hillsborough Recreation Grounds. This announcement was made by Minister for Carriacou and Petit-Martinique Affairs and Local Government, Honorable Tevin Andrew, as one of the major projects for his constituency this year. He said the construction will also include bleachers and changing room facilities, with the hope that this would lead to the hosting of regional tennis tournaments on the island. Praising the efforts of Coach Mario Blaze, son of the late Prime Minister Herbert Blaze, and the performance of tennis players on the island, Minister Andrew stated that it is important that they have proper facilities for training and playing. Welcoming the initiative, Coach Blaze stated that the project will improve the overall performance of the players and lead to greater investment in better training equipment. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.
We invite you to stay with us. The sports news up next.
Like family, it's always exciting when lottery players get together. Now the lottery games are joining in the fun. Check out the multiplier family of Instacash games. 5 times the cash at $2, 10 times the cash at $3, and 20 times the cash at $5. On your tickets, match any of our numbers with any of the winning numbers and win the prize below that number. There's more. Multiply your winnings up to 5 times, 10 times, or 20 times more. Winning is easy. Play Monday to Sunday. There are no draws to wait on. Win instantly. It's the multiplier family of Instacash games with over $675,000 to be won instantly. Don't just buy one, buy all, because family is everything. Must be 18 years and older to play. NLA, making family dreams come true.
I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP.
I am VIP. I am vaccinated. I am immunized. I am protected. Our children and nation depend on vaccination for immunization. Childhood vaccination is national priority. It is their protection from disease and sicknesses. Let's all be VIPs and safeguard our beautiful Grenada. I am DJ Blackstorm and I am a VIP health champion. Be a VIP like me.
Let's all be VIP champions.
A message from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs. Be a VIP Childhood Vaccination and Immunization Campaign in collaboration with UNICEF and the Pan American Health Organization.
Good evening, sporting fans. As a means of enhancing the efficiency and impact of sports development in Grenada, the Ministry of Sports is looking at a comprehensive plan to restructure all of its programs. Coordinator of Sports, Colin Peters, says the ministry is committed to fostering a more robust and responsive sports ecosystem.
I think we have to reorganize and restructure all the ministry programs, because if you look at it, the football run for a longer period. The football won the position, they had knockout, and if you look at the schedule, to collaborate with all the programs, all our competition, we must have to do some restructuring of our competition. It may be some instance where we may have to have 2 games a day, we have to play on weekends, but if you want it as the sports grow, and you look at the time available from school to prevent any educational destruction in that sense, so we must restructure our ministry program, and we are preparing a schedule now. We'll have a retreat with our coaches. We have a new minister which we welcome, and a new PS that was there already, Ms. Stevens. So we'll sit and we'll discuss with all our stakeholders and come up with a new structure for our competition and our coaching program in the way forward.
The restructuring initiative is part of the ministry's ongoing efforts to align its programs with the evolving needs of athletes, coaches, and sports enthusiasts across the nation. Peter said that the goal is to create a more streamlined and effective framework that will better serve the diverse needs of the sporting community. Key elements of the restructuring plan include a thorough review of existing programs, identification of areas for improvement, and introduction of initiatives to address emerging trends in the sporting landscape. You are watching the sports news. This story to report as the Sandals Under-15 National Football Tournament reaches its pinnacle. The highly anticipated semi-finals are set to unfold this weekend at the Montrouge playing field in what promises to be a showcase of raw talent and unwavering determination. The stage is set for 2 riveting matchups, each team vying for a spot in the tournament's final. The action is scheduled to kick off at 1 p.m. GFA's communication officer, Kern Mason, shed light on the teams who will be contending for glory.
The first semi-final, which is St. John's Sports versus Eagles Super Strikers, and the second semi-final will see Credit Union of Grenville SAFL. They will take on GBS SFC in this second semi-final, which starts at 3 p.m. Following that, next weekend, we would have the finals also at Montrouge, which will kick off with the third place playoff and then the final at 3 p.m.
All right, so the final of the 2023 Sandals Under-15 National Football Tournament is set to take place on Saturday, January 20, at the Montrouge playing field. This other story to bring to you at this time, as the nation prepares to celebrate its 50th anniversary of independence, Pearl's Airstrip will transform into a racing haven, promising an evening of high-speed action, roaring engines, and heart-stopping moments. Talk about that one. In the spirit of national pride, the Independence Drag Racing event is expected to bring together seasoned racers and fervent fans to celebrate the thrill of high-speed competition. Jeremy Peters is a member of Grenada Motor Club.
The event is going to be the 3rd and 4th of February. We will have, as I said, we have different persons, different islands here from Trinidad and Tobago. We have St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have Barbados and a few other persons even from the diaspora when we're heading into Grenada, to partake in this particular event, So we want people to come out, to enjoy the auto sport. We will have a little bit of additional entertainment that we will have through that period. So.
Yeah. And some of the cars coming are very, very popular race cars, so please come out. You will see an interesting lineup of cars this time in this event.
In the month of January, February, March, we have that will be our first part of the go-karting activities. Okay. It's a more of an expedition show, and that we'll have guys coming out. We have a guy called Mr. Lester from Guelph, Lester Arnold from Guelph. Yeah, he has a special type go-kart that he's going to be showing for the general public, and we have just trying to see if we could bring back that particular activity.
All right, that's the sports news for now. The lawyer representing Suriname's ex-president, Desi Bouterse, who has yet to turn himself in to start a prison sentence for involvement in the murder of 15 activists in 1982, said on Friday he planned to speak with his client. A 3-judge panel in December affirmed the convictions of Bouterse, 78, and 4 others in the execution of the government's critics, including lawyers, journalists, union leaders, soldiers, and university professors. He was ordered this week to report to jail. Bouterse's wife, Ingrid, earlier told journalists outside their home that he's not going to turn himself in. Lawyer Irvin Kanhai, arriving at the prison in Paramaribo, Suriname's capital, with 2 of the other men convicted in the case, said he would talk with the former leader. Bouterse dominated politics in the former Dutch colony for decades and left office in 2020. He has denied the charges but was sentenced to 20 years in prison. The story to report: Yemen's Houthi rebels, who vowed to retaliate against U.S. and British strikes early Friday against key military sites, have built up a significant arsenal, including cruise missiles and drones.
After repeatedly warning of consequences if the Houthis continued their attacks in the Red Sea, Washington and its allies have made good on their threats. The US and the UK launched strikes against multiple Houthi targets in Yemen in what Joe Biden described as a defensive action.
These strikes are in direct response to unprecedented Houthi attacks against international maritime vessels in the Red Sea, including the use of anti-ship ballistic missiles for the first time in history.
The move marked a significant escalation after months of tensions in the Red Sea. In November, the Houthis began attacking commercial vessels in the area in retaliation to Israeli operations in Gaza. The group has since launched dozens of attacks, mainly against ships they said were affiliated to Israel, and while most of their drones were shot down before reaching their targets, they've severely disrupted trade in one of the world's busiest shipping routes. Despite multiple warnings and ultimatums by the West, the Houthis launched their biggest operation yet on Tuesday, sending 18 drones and 3 missiles against a fleet of warships. Perhaps anticipating a U.S. military response, the group said Thursday it would retaliate against any attacks.
We will not hesitate to do everything we can. We'll confront the American aggression. It will never remain unanswered.
Prior to Thursday's strikes, the U.S. had been keen to avoid direct confrontation with the Houthis in order to prevent the war in Gaza from spiraling into a full-blown regional conflict.
India has used traditional methods of agriculture for generations, but with 1.4 billion people now dependent on the crops farmers produce, some are turning to technology to boost productivity and profit. The rest of the details in this report.
For generations, Indian farms have been sown and tilled only with traditional know-how. But some, like Nitin Patil, are trying out something different. With sensor devices on his vineyard that check weather and soil health and uses artificial intelligence to figure out when to water the crops, add fertilizer, and tackle pests. Nitin then receives a precise advisory on a mobile app.
This vineyard where we are now, it has no groundwater sources, and we are growing these wines with the water that we purchase from outside tankers. With the help of this AI data, we are now able to irrigate them only at the crucial stage, and that's helping us to save around 50% of the water that we used to give before.
Built in India's Silicon Valley, Bangalore by startup Fossil Agri-Tech, the service has led to a near 25% boost in productivity on crops like grapes and guavas. Informed decision making is only one part of the solution to improve productivity, but weeding out inefficiencies in the existing age-old agricultural practices is also crucial. AI-powered robots offer a solution. This one is equipped with precision cameras that scan the ground in real time, programmed to avoid wasteful spraying.
The way spraying is done in India is on an acre level, and our mission is to boil that down into a plant level decision making. Just by spraying only on the plant, we are seeing a 56% savings.
Improved rural digital connectivity and government support for agri-tech startups has pushed farm innovations. But even now, just 2% cultivators use tech in farming.
We really need to enable the digital public infrastructure. And second is going to be public-private partnerships. India will always be resource constrained. We possibly are perhaps lowest in the yield level. We possibly are pretty much constrained on finance and insurance services for the farmers. And that's where the gap needs to be filled up with AI.
Data-driven agriculture promises profitability, but will need considerable time and investment to reach majority of India's farmers. Archana Shukla, BBC News, Bangalore.
Technology at its best. All right. We will remind you of the headlines right after this. This is GBN, a reminder of the headlines. Missionaries of Charity Mother Teresa of Calcutta Home for the Elderly faces imminent closure. Funeral director calls for attention to rest in place as some cemeteries are out of space. Legal Affairs Minister Claudia Joseph announces the construction of a mini Hall of Justice for Karakou and Petit Martinique. Also in the news, regionally, lawyer for Suriname's ex-president to speak with him after prison no-show. Internationally, Houthis vow retaliation after US and UK strike 16 sites in Yemen. Plus in the sports news, Ministry of Sports plans to restructure its programs. Have a safe and great weekend. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. That's all from us in the newsroom for the moment. Good night.
Auto Supplies now serving you from two convenient locations. Melville Street branch opposite the bus terminus in St.